and the Next Door Radio app. My name is Trey Snide. Our phone number 919-618-9258. Today we are by way of our video stream, by way of all of our social media, nextdoorradio.com, the Next Door Radio app. Today we have Commissioner John Tovey in our studio today for part of our Decision 2023 and our local talk. John, how are you, sir? Welcome.
I'm very well. Thank you, Trey. Nice to be here.
We appreciate you very much for coming in today. Let's do a quick little 30-second infomercial on who you are and what you do, okay?
Who I am? Well, I retired about 12, 13 years ago, and I decided I was going to move to Oxford because I loved the town. I visited it a few times, and I just loved it. Moved to Oxford, but since I retired, I've never been so busy in my life.
Look, the ever growing town of not only Granville County, but of course here in downtown Oxford. And so this is running to be reelected as the commissioner here in Oxford. This is your second term, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm ending up my first term. I'm running for my second term. Hopefully, I will be successful. To carry on what I've been doing. I always try to be the voice of reason, the voice of the voice of reason, really, in the city meetings and things. But I've learned a lot in the last 4 years. Believe me, I've learned a lot, and there's a lot more to learn.
Yeah, man. So let's kind of go back to really the beginning. What was one of the reasons why you wanted to put yourself in the position to run for commissioner?
Well, having moved here, I saw what was going on, and I saw the discourse. As a resident, I wanted to get in. I wanted to get involved. I wanted to learn more about Oxford, and that means city government as well. So I started attending meetings, and I saw some of the discourse between some of the commissioners, and I thought, well, this is not really on. Why are they doing that? So I wanted to find out more.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found out more, I thought I'd like to be involved. I was already involved in other charities and things that I volunteer for.
And again, this running for your second term here as commissioner here in Oxford. If you're tuning in for the very first time by way of our social media, we appreciate you very much. This is Local Talk and our Decision 2023. Commissioner John Tovey running for re-election here in Oxford. So you mentioned a little bit, in the last 4 years as commissioner here in Oxford, what has been really the good part aspect of it?
The good part is getting to know the residents. Getting that they are really wonderful people, and they love this town like I love this town, and that means a lot to me. So getting to know the residents has been a real bonus. They're lovely people.
And so, what has been really the difference from kind of starting out to now?
Education. I've learned a lot. It's a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. It's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. It's not as easy as some people think. It's not a question of turning up once a month on a Tuesday evening for a commissioners meeting. Commissioners spend a lot of time in committee meetings, making decisions, listening to the people, getting citizens' input. So that's been a big learning curve for me.
So what has been on your, again, John Tovey joins us here, current commissioner here in Oxford, looking to be reelected in the same position here in the upcoming local elections. And so some of the projects that you've kind of head on last 4 years.
One of them was the Hope House. I backed the Hope House initiative, Reverend Morton's Hope House, which is a wonderful organization he's got going down there. There was the dog tethering. I love animals, and it was brought to my notice a couple of years ago about dogs being tied up all day with neglect, no shelter, lack of food.
Gosh.
So I brought in an ordinance, introduced an ordinance about 2.5 years ago that makes it an offence now to treat dogs like that. They have to be fed, they have to be watered, they have to have shelter. They cannot be tethered 24 hours a day. So that was another good thing that I did. I think that I did anyway. Again, with the expansion of Oxford, we're expanding. We've got and I want to control it. I don't want the developers to dictate to the city of Oxford and the residents how many houses. Let us control it. We don't want to become. I'm not criticizing Wake Forest. They've grown enormously,
Oh yeah.
but sometimes I think in the residents, I think it's out of control. We must control that.
One of the things that, again, my time here, of course, with Next Door Radio and doing things like this is regarding you've always had a passion to kind of seeing things. You mentioned a little bit about not necessarily staying the same, but keeping the charm, keeping that aspect of what makes really Oxford stand out.
It does make. I mean, we've got some beautiful houses in Oxford, in downtown Oxford. Some beautiful tree-lined streets. We want to keep that. We need to keep that. Change is inevitable. Growth is inevitable. But like I said before, let us
Mhm,
control it. Let's keep it on the
mhm,
outside of the city. Let's keep downtown Oxford its
mhm.
charming self. And that's what I fell in love with when I first came here. And that's what people move here for.
Yeah. And John Toby joins us here. He is current commissioner here in Oxford, running for re-election in the same seat in the upcoming local election. And this is Local Talk Decision 2023. And so, really, you mentioned this is you're looking to be re-elected your second term. Why? Why keep going?
Why keep going? Sometimes, and that's a very good question because sometimes you feel like the world is against you. You know, I get phone calls all the time. Why did you do this? And why did you do that? You shouldn't have done this. I have to listen. Commissioners have to listen to everybody,
Mhm,
and they have to make their decision on what the majority of people want. I understand it. I've upset some people in the past with some of my decisions, but it's what the majority want,
mhm.
and that's what I have to listen to. That's a difficult part of the job, making decisions that can be unpopular, but for the best, for the good of
Mhm.
all, really.
And so, when it comes to when we say that word commissioner here in Oxford, for those that are tuning in and really having the chance to vote or whatnot for the very first time, what is the true role that you would hold or continue to hold if reelected?
The role of a commissioner is the voice of the people at the board meetings and committee meetings. Commissioners must listen to what the residents want, and they are their voice, and they are there to do the best they can for the residents and to the city, despite personal views on different subjects. I mean, sometimes I got a different view to what the board says, but it's for the good of the
Mhm.
people, the good of the city, the betterment of the city. So that's what you must do. Your role is their voice.
Thank you. John Toby joins us here, current commissioner here in Oxford, and so now have the opportunity to potentially be reelected. What would you like to see done in your next term?
There are many things. I mean, we are at the moment in the process of growing our recreation department. We're in the process of that. We've got the Granville Street project coming up, um, which I like. I mean, I back that project. It's what the people wanted. So we've got to grow our recreation department. If you're going to have new people in and around town, you've got to have more recreation, more facilities. I'd like to see more shops downtown. I really would, but unfortunately, that's not up to the city.
Mm.
That's up to the landlords that
Yep.
charge these high rents sometimes. I would really like to see some more retail downtown,
Mhm.
and with the growth, perhaps we'll get some of that down.
Fantastic. And John Toby joins us here for our local talk program, Decision 2023, here on Next Door Radio, nextdoorradio.com, Next Door Radio app. Of course, we are live by way of our social media video here today. Feel free to leave us a chat. We'll be happy to answer those. Just a couple more questions for you, my friend. I know some of the relationships that you hopefully continue to have moving forward. Is how's that going?
Well, I built up relationships with many of the local businesses, many of the local businessmen. A lot of entrepreneurs are coming in, have come into town actually the last few years, and I hopefully I've worked with them. I've worked with them well. Like I said, we don't always agree on everything, but overall we agree, and I want to encourage that. I mean, from anybody, get to know the people, get to know the local businesses. It's a great place to live and work. And these people, we've got to be thankful that these people are coming in, and let's encourage more of it.
Fantastic. Of course, we like to finish these segments, our Decision 2023, and our local talk programs, really opening the floor to anything that you might have on your mind. But about 2 minutes left in the program. So The floor is
Well,
yours, my friend.
what have I? What can I offer? I can tell you. I always say to people that are running for office, it's not as easy as it looks. You need to put a lot of time in. It's not a 1 hour a week or 1 hour a month thing. You're going to spend a lot of days and time with committees, reaching out to people. So you be prepared for
Mhm.
that. What else can I say? I'm looking forward to another 4 year term. Hopefully, I am. If people can get out and vote, I encourage people to get out and vote, though. Even if you don't vote for me, please, please get out and vote. This is your one time that you get a voice in who your leaders are. And another thing is, I volunteer a lot, and I want commissioners that get involved in the city. I don't want commissioners that turn up for a photo op once every 4 years, every time it's election time. I've been involved with so many
Mhm.
things around town. That's probably why I've got a little bit more knowledge, maybe, than a lot of people, because I'm involved with so
Mhm.
many different things. And it's fun as well. It's tiring, but it's fun.
I can attest for the tired. I know that for a fact here.
Yes.
But my friend, God bless you. Thank you so much. Of course, when we first moved our next door ready here locally, you were one of the first people that we've met. Of course, we were at the gym. You were working out,
That's
doing your
correct.
thing.
I was working out.
Yeah.
I've been very, very lazy. And if Julie's listening now, she will attest to that. I still have my gym membership, but yeah, my wife goes down there quite often, actually. But I must admit, I've got a little bit lazy with that, with so many other things I'm doing. I've just been elected, if that's the word, president of ACIM, the local food
Mhm.
bank. So that's another string to my bow, but it also means a lot more
Mhm.
time that I have to spend doing other things. So yeah. And I appreciate you, Trey, and Next
Absolutely.
Door Radio downtown, and we welcome you with open
We
arms.
appreciate that very much. But God bless you. Good luck the rest of the way. Of course, local elections coming up here very, very soon. Stay tuned for more of our interviews, part of Decision 2023 and Local Talk. My friend, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us here for our Local Talk program, and have fun the rest of the way, okay?
God bless you and God bless us.
There you go. Until next time, my name is Trey Snide on behalf of Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com, the Nextdoor Radio app available by Google and Apple stores. This is Local Talk, Nextdoor.